Hi, guys. Good night. Good morning. Maybe good morning. Yeah, probably good morning. Anyway, I told you guys I'd give you a teaching unit. I know that everybody had voted on guest posting and backlinking as their first one, but I wanted to have a little more information and have a little more time to put that together for you because I think there's a lot more to it than just throwing it together over the weekend. So, like I said, I promise that for next Monday, and it'll be good. But today, we're just going to talk about planning. The first thing I want to tell you guys about this is we as bloggers, we're busy people. We homestead, we maybe just plant gardens, or we have children, or we have jobs, or husbands, or significant others, or whatever the course may be. We wear many, many hats. And I think sometimes as bloggers, we take on too much, too quick, too fast, and all at one time. My biggest advice for you on planning anything is to take one thing at a time. If you're going to plan time for blogging, then just pick blogging time and work on just that. If you're planning on your homesteading time, plan just your homesteading time. And yes, there's a way to put it all together, but we're going to start from square one, okay? I apologize for how I look tonight, but I'm tired. Had a really long day. I did the other video for you guys, and I'm almost ready for bed, but I wanted to get this done so you had it in the morning. So anyway, I told you don't plan your whole life at once. Pick one area at a time. Pick your priority. Decide what is most important to you. In other words, if you're blogging and you're trying to figure out how do I make time for blogging and still get my homesteading done and still spend time with my husband or my kids or my family or my animals or whatever it may be, quit trying to see the whole thing at once. Pick a time during the day that is just for you to do that area of your life that you want to do. If you're a blogger and you have a busy life, pick an hour a day, 2 hours every other day, whatever it takes. Pick a time, make that your time for blogging. Get yourself a calendar and plot that time for blogging. Whether you're going to work on email and social media, whether you're going to work on writing a post, editing, anything. Just pick a time and be consistent. And then figure out the things that are the most important for that blog to work, the things that need to be done, and do those things first. I say that to you because when I first started blogging, oh my goodness, I was scheduling social media, and then I would check my notifications, and then I would get an email, and then I would work on a post, and then I would look for graphics, and then I would think about what I wanted to do later. And it's so scattered, and you'll drive yourself crazy trying to do it that way. Start with one main goal and work from there. One of the resources that I put in the Google Drive document that I'm saving for you guys, it'll be in the units, and I'll post it below this video in the morning, is an ebook that I wrote. We're getting ready to publish it on Amazon Kindle, and it is time management. It's be the boss of your time. And what it teaches you is to take one area of your life at a time and plan that area completely, and then move on to the next one. When you do that, you need to start with the biggest priority in your life, be it family, your faith, your job, your career, your money, your blogging, whatever it may be. Pick an area, work on it, work through it. Once you have that area, set some goals. Don't set more than 3 at a time. 3 is the maximum amount of goals you should set. As far as blogging goes, here's what I do. I sit down at the end of the year, and of course, if you're a new blogger, this is maybe how you would start once I get past the review part. But I sit down at the end of the year, and I think about what worked, what didn't work, what I learned not to do again, and what I learned that I should do again or more of. And I write those things down so that I have them on paper. These are the things I'm going to do. These are the things I'm not going to do. I was talking to Kathy Rogers the other day, and we both have no lists. One of mine, and Lisa Lombardo, I love you to the moon. I will never take a collaborative post on in January. The way that I plan and the way that I work, January is a bad month for me. It's when I try all my new stuff. It's when I make my biggest plans. For me to take on a collaboration at that time It's just not smart. I couldn't carry through with it because I put too much on my plate. And we do that as bloggers. So what I do is I make an overall plan for the year. I have my big goal. My big goal for my blog is to make enough money to support myself. From that goal stems all of my goals for the year. Once I have that big goal, I break it down by quarters. So I have 4 sets of goals in a year. Each quarter, I have 3 goals. My goals, for example, for January, February, and for March were to finish writing and publishing my ebook, which I'm getting ready to publish it, so I'm actually almost a month ahead. Was to build traffic to my website, and was to get on a consistent and convenient, easy to follow blogging plan. I took those 3 months and those 3 goals, and I broke them down into smaller steps. Knowing I wanted to build my email list meant that I wanted more opt-ins. I wanted more consistent content. I wanted more ways to drive traffic to my website. So in order to accomplish that, my smaller tasks were things like making more freebies, like I said, specifically and focused scheduling on social media, paying for automation, meaning schedulers, so that I can sit down on Sunday, for example, and plan my whole week for social media, so that all I have to do during the week is go in and see who retweeted me or who shared with me or who has something new out. And every day I post maybe one thing on each social media platform if I have time, because I already have the week planned ahead of time. With that said, once I have my goals for that quarter, I break it down for each month, and then each week, and then each day. I'm a planner junkie. Anybody that knows me knows that. I probably have 6 planners that all work together. I know a lot of people think, well, why would you have 6 planners if how do you keep track of them all in one? Well, that's easy. I use and I'll show you, I use a day designer for my daily. I bought the daily version of it, and it has the 3 to-dos for the week. I have a list of things I have to do, and I have a time schedule that I keep track of things. That is specifically for my homesteading blog, okay? I don't put anything in there except my homesteading blog. And everything I need to do for that week is written down each day on Sunday night. So Sunday night I sit down, I write down on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. On those each days, I write that I add and contribute to a blog hop. I write down my accountability meetings with my partner, Christy Stone. I write down when my mastermind meetings are. I write down when I have to share and do things on post for my Facebook group, or when videos need to be made. Those things pretty much all go into that planner on Sunday night for the week, so that each day I know when I wake up and look at my planner, I know exactly what needs to be done that day for my blog. I also keep a personal planner, and I have all of these in the resources, by the way, in the guidebook, so that you can check these out if you want to. For my personal, and when I say my personal, I mean me personally, appointments, doctor appointments, and my home. So it includes my meal planning, any schedules for cleaning, chores, seasonal things that need done within the house itself. I have everything in there, and what I use is called an SOS planner. The link is in the Google document that I gave you. But basically in there, I have everything that I need to do, from when my fiance works, whether he's on days or nights, what my meals are going to be for that day or for that week. I like this planner because it not only lets me plan the week ahead, it lets me plan the month, and it also lets me see after the week is over how my week went. So that's my personal. Excuse me. This is from the dollar store. I have 2 of them. One is my YouTubes, one is my bills. In my bills calendar, I very simply tuck my bills in the flap. I am about debt-free, so so bills is not a big thing for me. When I got divorced, I got rid of my bills, and I leave them that way. But this is my bills binder. I have my blogging bills, and of course I take care of my mom, so I pay her bills. Her bills are in here too. And as I pay, I write them when they come in. I write them in blue or whatever color they are. And then I highlight them so that I know when they got paid. And I put the date. My YouTube calendar very simply just has what video I'm going to do for that day, the topic, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? I have a homestead planner, which, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. I think maybe I got it at like a Big Lots or, you know, one of those kind of stores. I've been keeping one for years, and I just write entirely too much in it. So, like, this was August and September. And this is all my homesteading. I know when I bought my ducks. I know when my chicken eggs hatched. I know when my sheep got wormed. Everything. I know what I planted when I ordered seeds, when I got them in, when I paid for them. Everything is in here. Absolutely everything. That's the other planner. And kind of last but not least, Aldi's, believe it or not. I am not a big fan of Aldi's food. However, they have this great section where you can buy cheap stuff. And it was a planner in there that was really close to the day designer that I have. And it comes with a monthly, and it comes with weekly sheets. They're very simple, very nothing to them. And they allow you 3 sections for each day. And I'm using this for my new website, which I told you in the last video that I started. This is for I have a website for time management, productivity, and planning. That's what I use this for. All of those binders, all of those planners, and you don't have to do this. It's just what works for me because I put so much information in there. I can take my last year and tell you everything that has happened in my life, from my dad passing away, to his doctor appointments that I took him to what I planted when it rained, how much rain we got, everything. I have everything. I can keep track of it all. And I keep them separately. However, at the end of the week, on Sunday, when I plan my week out, I write in each binder or in each planner what my plan is for the week. And then I go to Google Calendars. And I have a calendar separate for each one of these. What happens, though, is if you allow Google Calendar to show you every one of them, when I put all my plans in and I turn them all on so that all of my plans for the week show, I can see if there's something overlapping that I don't have time to do, or that I've planned too much, for example. I know that it sounds like overkill. And like I said, remember when you're planning that what works for everybody else isn't necessarily going to work for you. It's just what works for me. It was how I was able to separate everything, but yet keep it all as one plan. And it took me probably 4 years of planning to figure this out that works for me. I know what my goals are at the beginning of the year for my homestead, for my blog, for my personal life, for my health, for my family. But things do happen. You know, I just spent 2 months in Pennsylvania for a daughter having brain surgery. I definitely did not have that in my planner. But this way, I know what to expect each week. And you know what? Now it's become such a habit that I know every week what I'm going to be doing. Most of it is pretty spot on, you know. When the weather changes and it's rainy all day and I head down to clean my outside windows, that's okay. I draw a little arrow. That night, I move it to the next day. It sounds like a lot of work, but it's not. And it's just how I keep all the areas of my life together. So back to blogging. I do want to recommend something to you guys, especially if you're newer. And, you know, even those of us that have been doing this a few years, whether it be 2 or 7, I found, I don't know, I think it's great. I started looking at it to fill it in. I'm going to use it for my new blog, my new website. There is a woman, her name is Mira Kothand, and she is just this phenomenal woman who, she covers just about everything from blogging to marketing to email lists. I've read all of her books. And she made this thing called a Create 1 Year Blog and Editorial Calendar. It is a huge, massive resource book. It's almost 250 pages, if not over 250 pages. This is what it looks like. You can get it on Amazon. I think I paid like $16 and some change. And it is a thick, this is my finger, so that just gives you an idea of how thick it is. It is pages of forms, for everything. And it starts off, you can use it at any time of the year to start. And it is an exceptional way to get all of your blogging goals out, what you're going to do, what you're going to launch, what you're going to market. And she walks you step by step through it. I have it in my resource thing. You might want to check that out. Anyway, the planners, the Google Calendar, this Create Planner, it might be a lot of work to get it set up in the beginning, but if you get on a routine of what to expect, it works out pretty well. And I'm going to tell you that when I tell you about these things, and when you read my book, you might have a better idea. I did offer my ebook and the companion book to all of you as a free PDF. You'll have to print out the companion because I didn't make it editable, because I don't know that I've ever even done that. But anyway, it's a PDF. You can print it out. The companion goes with the book. And I gave it to you guys free because I thought, you guys are so great. You're so supportive. You've just kept me on my toes. And we're all learning together. So the book should help you get through that. But when you use that planner, it'll give you an idea of how to start in one area of your life and work your way around. The book is completely consumable and is completely reusable. And it works for anybody. I don't care how many areas of your life there are. Okay, with that said, now that you have this gist of kind of what I use and how I kind of keep it all together, to give you an idea, like I was saying, of why I feel qualified to tell you that is because I am caregiver and bill payer and tax collector and property keeper. I take care of 60 plus animals. My fiance works 15 hours a day, so I do all the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry. I freezer cook a lot. I do a lot of crock pot cooking. We just had 2 piglets born. I have already bottle fed sheep. I run this blog, this Facebook group, second website that I've been working on. I read, 10 to 20 books a month. I watch YouTube videos like they're going out of style because I'm an education freak and I love to learn. And I do all that with Stride. Do I get overwhelmed sometimes? Absolutely. Do things not work according to plan? Absolutely. That's life, but that's okay. So when I give you this advice, I give all this advice and this teaching to you coming from someone who really drove herself crazy up until this year and really got down to a science, okay? And I was able to continue doing this, and I was able to keep on track, even going through watching a 3-year-old for 2 months over November and December, which I haven't done in 24 years. And my daughter couldn't do anything for herself. So I managed to still run my business while I was up there. So this works. You just have to stick at it and figure out what works for you. Anyway, second piece of advice, educate yourself. I don't care where you get it. Watch every free course you can find. Read every educational book. Kindle, it's $9.99 a month or something. It's unlimited books. You don't have to read word for word every book, but when you find a book that's good, that helps you, read it. Get some good information out of it. Take some notes. The more you read, the more you learn. You may read things and think, man, I am never going to do that. And that's okay. That's okay. That's why I said some things that work for some don't work for others. But every book that you read, every course that you take, every post that you read, that's more information and education that'll help you make the right decision when the time comes. So take those courses, read those books, especially the free ones. I mean, what are you losing? They're free, Educate yourself. Ask questions. This Facebook group, that's what we're here for. Ask. Don't ever feel funny, but ask. Money. I hear from more people, I just can't spend any more money. Let me ask you this. I don't have a lot of bills, but I don't make great money. I am definitely not a pro blogger that supports myself and can travel around the world like I'd like to. However, I do spend money on my blog, and I do spend money to do things. I pay for SmarterQ to schedule my stuff. I pay for Tailwind to schedule my pins. And between my hosting and everything that I pay for, I might spend $100 a month on my blog, but I'm going to tell you what, it is the best $100 I spend because I get something out of it. It saves me hours and hours of time. Do I buy every $47 course? No. Would I like to? Yes, but I don't. I do every year buy the Genius Bloggers Toolkit. It runs about, I think, $97 or something. Sorry, my dog has decided to bark at 11 o'clock at night. Um, I buy the Genius Bloggers Toolkit because the resources in it are amazing. Okay. It's actually where I found my SOS planner. Things like that I don't mind purchasing. Um, Spend money where you need to. Don't be afraid to do that. If social media is a huge time suck for you, pay for the schedulers, or get a free version that works for what you need it to. Free is not always the best. Sometimes free is better than the paid. You just have to know the difference in what works for you. Okay. I pay for SmarterQ. I think it's more expensive than most of them. Um, but everything about it works for what I needed to do. And it saves me like, oh my God, 8 hours a week at least. I mean, I do all of my social media scheduling for the week in 1 hour on Sunday night. Facebook, Pinterest, or Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Oh, and the Facebook group. I schedule all their posts in the morning. I do that within like 45 minutes to an hour on Sunday night. It's quick. It's worth me paying that money. Okay. Um, so don't necessarily just think about how much money you waste on stupid stuff. Like, I smoke cigarettes. If I quit smoking cigarettes, I could probably pay somebody to completely redo my blog. Um, but that's where I spend my money. So make sure when you say you don't want to spend anymore, make sure what you're spending is on what you need to, what you have to, and what's going to help you. Okay. Don't just spend it to spend, but sometimes you have to spend money to make money. Okay. Um, let's talk about shiny ball syndrome. Do you know what this is? This is, did you ever see the joke about, you're talking to your child and the child's like, oh, look, squirrel, and they're off to something else. That's shiny ball syndrome. Um, we tend to see what other people find, do, get, believe, read, buy, and we tend to think, oh, I got to have that. Here's my advice when you hear something new. Okay. Um, and I'll give you a really good example. I was with MailChimp for my email newsletters, and I liked MailChimp, but I wanted to do a landing page, and I really didn't like their landing pages. So I started to think, well, I haven't really been writing emails that much. And last year they just went, okay, which is dumb. Um, but I knew that I needed to make a change. And I thought, well, my blog is growing and my members are growing. And, when I hit a certain number, I'm going to have to like start paying for my email. So why not switch to a better email provider now that provides more of what I'm going to be doing now, instead of making the change when I have all of these other changes going about. So in the Genius Bloggers Toolkit, I bought a subscription to ConvertKit. I got a free 30 days. Now, I'm sure ConvertKit is wonderful. There are millions of people using it, and they love it. Okay. Christy Stone and I were both in a situation where she was on, I think, MailerLite, and I was on MailChimp. We were both kind of not unhappy, but thought that we needed to change something that worked better for where we were growing. And so we both decided to try the trial out and went with ConvertKit. Christy loves it. It's perfect for her. She took a course from somebody that walked her through how to do it. She's seeing results and she loves it. I, on the other hand, who normally do not have problems with technical stuff, hated it. Okay. I hated it. It was just craziness for me. Now, why? Well, because I had other things I was working on and other changes I was making, and I needed something that didn't have a learning curve. I needed something that I could hop in, make it work for what I needed, and move on with it. So what did I do? I left ConvertKit and I went to MailerLite, which is almost exactly like MailChimp, except their landing pages are better. I mean, in all honesty, that's the only difference I can tell you. I think price-wise, they're probably even the same. However, shiny ball syndrome happened when both of us saw this new thing and all these bells and whistles, and it sounded good and we jumped on it. Well, it happened to work for Christy because she's doing wonderful with it and she recommends it, which she should. It's a good program, but it didn't work for me. I didn't like it. I didn't want to be bothered with it. I went to MailerLite. I'm happy. I'm writing emails again. I'm getting responses. I like setting it up. It's easy. I hop through it on a Sunday night. My thing goes out Monday and I'm done. So don't, just because somebody has something, don't just jump and use it. If you are having problems in an area like email and you really don't like or just can't get what you have, and somebody comes along and says, well, hey, why don't you try this? If there's a free trial, try it. Okay, no problem. It might be that solution for you. But oh my goodness, if what you're doing is working and it's working well, don't switch. There's no reason to. Don't leave it. If it works, like my dad used to always tell me, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If you're not struggling in an area, I wouldn't even consider something else, because just because it works for somebody else or it's new, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So stick with what you're doing. When it really isn't working and you need to do something different, then look into other things. Don't jump at every opportunity that comes your way. I use SmarterQ. Okay. I was great with Hootsuite. I went to SmarterQ because at the time, Hootsuite and Buffer didn't allow those reoccurring posts that I wanted to have. Now I have 400 posts being reoccurred all the time. If I never step foot on Twitter or Facebook again, my post will still go out there, which is crappy because you got to share other people's. I'm just saying that if something happened where I could not post during the week, my post would still go up, still go on Instagram, they'd still go on LinkedIn, they'd still go on Facebook, they'd still go on Twitter. But I didn't have to change. I wanted to because I wanted to save the time. Okay. So when you find something that works, stick with it. Okay. Just stick with it. Take things one at a time. The last thing I wanted to talk about was me time. Kind of just on a personal note here. I had a pretty, hectic year last year. 2018 was really rough for me and my family. A lot of things happened. If you guys know me, I lost my dad last year. My daughter had brain surgery. My son got in some trouble. It was a long, I had a miscarriage. I lost a baby. Last year was hard. It was a very rough year for me. And I plugged along at it. And in my brain, I kept saying to myself, you know what? I'm not going to let all this beat me. I'm going to keep blogging and I'm going to keep putting them out there and I'm going to keep building my business. And that's good. But what I stopped doing was I stopped worrying about me. I didn't take time for me. I was sleeping less, eating crappy, not really doing anything physical. And things just started to just slowly become so overwhelming for me that by the time the new year came, I was so ready for the old year to be over and a new one to start. Because in my mind, it's a new year, a new beginning. We'll just put all that behind you. Well, guess what? When you don't take care of you, it doesn't start over when the new year starts. It sticks with you until you change it. Your blog's going to be there tomorrow. Be consistent. If you can't post every day, don't. If you can only get one post a week in, then just post once every week consistently. When you get a minute, take time for yourself. Make that time. I don't care if it's a hot bath, a day off at the beach, laying in bed reading on a rainy day. Take time for you. If you don't take care of you, your blog is not going to do it for you. Your readers are not going to come help you. They're not going to hold your hand. They're counting on you. So you have to take care of you. It's so important for your health and for your well-being, for your mindset. Once you get overwhelmed and overtaken by everything that's going on, you can't concentrate. You can't get nothing done because you're just scattered, You can do it all. The biggest thing before you start planning is you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can do this. Don't let it become overwhelming. You run your business. Your business does not run you. Social media, listen, don't spend all your time there. If you miss some notifications, it's okay. Nobody is notifying you on Facebook that your roof is falling in. Nobody is going to tweet you on Twitter that somebody's ready to throw an egg at you when you walk out the door. My point is, those notifications will be there tonight, later on today, after you're done. You don't have to look now. Pick a time. Be on your social media then. I'm not on our Facebook group during the day, not much at all. And I'm hardly on it on the weekends. You know why? Because I have other things to do too. I go on in the morning, just like I check my email in the morning. I go on in the evening, just like I check my email in the evening and my other social media. But during the day, that's the time when I get my blogging done, my homesteading. Make priorities for yourself, okay? You can do time blocking, and I'm going to put a lot of this into the units this week. There's ways you can schedule your time that works for you. I'll put a bunch of them on there. You can look through them and read the post and see what you think would be best for you guys. And you can make your plan. So in the meantime, I've taken 30 minutes of your time. I hope that I've given you kind of an idea of what you need to do. I mean, I could have done like a 4-hour video and really walked you through things, and I didn't want to do that. A, it's too long. It'll take 5 days to upload. And B, y'all don't want to sit here and listen to all that for all that time. So here's how this is going to work. It is currently 11 o'clock on a Sunday night. However, I will be posting and scheduling this video Monday morning. So you guys will have it available as of 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I am going to make a units. In the units section, I'm going to make a unit that is called Planning Your Time. And in that unit section will be a Google Doc giving you all of the resources and references and things that I've talked about, including websites you can go to, planners that you can look at. Gosh, I can't remember what's all in there. There's a bunch of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to put that in there. This entire week, each day, I will ask you guys questions and ask you to share things. As we get all these resources together, I'm going to add them to the units. I and Kathy Rogers both have access to add things in there. Unfortunately, you guys can't. It's just the way that Facebook works, which is just, another one of those Facebook things. But if you send them to if you post them on the Facebook page, or you can send them in Messenger to Kathy or I, we will put them in the unit section for you. And by Friday, you will have a complete unit with tons and tons of resources, all about planning more specifically. In the meantime, I do want to recommend, I said in the video, Mira Kothland. It's MEERAKOTHAND. Her site is fantastic. Anna, the She Approach, she does a lot with blogging. There's a ton of YouTube videos on blogging. And like I said, throughout the week, I will add them periodically throughout the unit. So make sure you check the unit section and make sure you look for Planning Your Time, because that's where it'll be. Our ebook and companion book are available as a PDF in that sheet also. You can download it. Please don't share it outside of the group because it is a copyrighted book, and I am publishing this as a monetization for my blog. This is the start to me to make money for my future. So if you want to recommend it to people, that's awesome. But please don't just share it to somebody unless they're in the group and have a problem downloading it. Also, if you read the book and you like it and you think it helps you, or if you have suggestions, please send me a review. I'd be more than willing to put it on a landing page and give you credit for it. And when it comes out on Amazon, if y'all want to look and do a review for me, that would be a huge help. Okay, so that's it. I've given you a lot of information. I hope that it helps you. Like I said, I'm willing to answer questions or help you in any way that I can. I'm really good with planning, but it's hard to put it all in a quick 33-minute video and give you everything that I'd like to give you. So I'm always available on Messenger during the day. I always have my phone with me because I take care of my mom. So 9 a.m., 9 p.m., whenever. Message me and I'll be glad to answer you. Well, I hope this helped. It's just a first step. We'll get better at these. Like I said, I don't kind of plan these. I just kind of wing it. So you get what I remember to tell you. But let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, in the meantime, everything will be in the units. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.